right, you ready?
Yeah, man, let's go.
Do it.
Cheers.
Well, Cliff, welcome to the Studio Corner podcast at your shop.
Yeah, man, thank you. You can't see over there, you can see here. So there you go.
This is
It's kind of a centerpiece, yeah.
Kind of
Sun
centerpiece.
Dragon, Jimmy Page amp.
Well, before
Mitch
we get
Colby.
into it, you want to tell me about this?
No, we'll get to it. Yeah.
I do
yeah,
love that
sure
amp.
show. Come on.
All right. Well, before we get into this beautiful shop and this one-of-a-kind place and how you got here, I'd like to talk about the journey getting here.
Sure.
I did a little research on you, and you came to L.A. in 1977.
I did.
Where did you come from?
Came from Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
What was the...
I came out here with a band. We had a record contract. I was the live sound guy. And we had a record contract with RSO.
Okay.
So we went and played a showcase at the Troubadour.
Ooh.
And yeah, it was great. They loved us and all that. And a week later, the record company folded. RSO had the Bee Gees, Yvonne Elliman, Eric Clapton, Saturday Night Fever. I think that was 77. And Robert Stigwood decided to get out of the business and go to his private island.
So it was a choice.
Yeah, for him, for us, it was a bummer, because we're stuck in L.A., and everybody went back home with their tails between their legs except me. Me and one other guy. We stayed.
That's a wild thing to do. So suddenly, if he was doing that well, it was just he just said, "Screw it, I'm going somewhere else."
I don't know what the deal was, but it sucked for us.
Well, which seemed kind of like it sucked in the moment, but kind of bittersweet because it led you to stay in LA. And I was reading a little bit about your story about becoming a recording engineer. You thought, "I'm going to go for it," and quickly discovered that it was a little bit more than that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot more.
I'd love to hear about that.
Well, it actually is a pretty good story. I went around to different recording studios, and it was hard to get in to talk to people. You got your resume, all that.
Yeah.
I ended up at Warner Brothers, and Bill Lazarus, who recorded Sweet Baby James record, was working there. And he said, "So, Hotshot, what's the difference?" He knew I was a live sound guy. He said, "What's the difference between a ribbon microphone, a condenser, dynamic? What application would you use?" I said, "I don't know, man. I put a 57 up and down on the snare and 57 on the guitar amps and 421s." And he said, "Well, that's the basics, but there's a lot to learn." So he said, "I'm doing a recording class at a new studio I'm starting up, Evergreen Studios." So I took the class, graduated top of the class with another guy, went to work at Evergreen, which let me answer phones 100 hours a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Answer phones.
Yeah. So I answered phones 80 to 100 hours a week. Got elevated to stage, started setting up the stage, and then became an assistant engineer. I didn't want to stay there too long. I got a great call to come to the Village Recorder and work there.
So you never actually did any sound engineering at Evergreen?
No, just assisting stage work. But
Paying
I
your
went
dues
to
kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But I went to the Village, and man, that was great.
Yeah, legendary.
Steely Dan, Fleetwood Mac, Rick Springfield.
Now,
Toto.
were you right at the board? Were you running the session?
Well, not for a long time, but 2, 3, 4 years of assisting for the big guys, and then I got my shots here and there.
Yeah. I mean, the education, it's funny, I have my own personal studio, as many of us do in 2020. Lucky for me, my studio actually is I have a sound room, control room. It's actually Danny Wilde from the Rembrandts' old house.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
So I lucked out. The structure was already there. I put the equipment in.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I got it when I was younger, and I had to learn so much with hands-on training about mic placement, what type of mics there are, how to run a board, how to work a DAW. That's a night. So many different things, and we think we're always so ready until someone the big times comes and.
Did you ever record a live set of drums?
No. I refuse.
That's the first question I ask young guys.
I refuse.
Have you ever done? What do you mean you refuse? That's the best.
The thing is,
a band with the live drums, you do the take, and then you do the overdubs, replace a couple of bass parts, and.
Well, see, that's the thing is, I don't think I'm not good enough for that. I mean, I can record a mean acoustic guitar, but who can't?
Just
right?
BS your way through it. You can do it.
BS your way through it.
Yeah.
It's
That's
funny.
what I did.
I've been in a few studios and watched it happen. And I'm just because in your head, as an outsider, you think oh yeah, you just put the mics up, they play their stuff, you press record, you got to take.
Oh no!
Once you see that up close, it's mind blowing. It's an unmatchable education.
But what people don't realize, they see a big board.
Yeah.
All those strips, okay? I mean, there's 30, 40, 50 of them. They're all the same.
Yeah.
You just got to learn how to put all those into one.
Yeah.
It's not that daunting, but It's a lot of trial and error, and I've seen a lot of that.
Lot
I've
of
done a lot
trust,
of
too.
that. A lot of trust, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to build the confidence of the band, the producer. You got to be a good vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely met the good vibes, the bad vibes, and it's incredible because no matter how pro an artist is, if they walk in and someone else has a bad vibe, it's a creative, environment. It's
Right, right. And the one person that has the bad vibe, it could be a domino effect.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody gets it, and it's a
especially in a
bummer.
nice tight studio.
Right, right. Exactly.
So moving on from the sound engineering, you kept going and you started collecting. Now I want to know the true story, like the deep aspect to it, where you decided I'm done engineering and doing the sound engineering. I'm going to collect one of a kind stuff.
Well, it just kind of happened. I got joint custody of my son, week on, week off. I couldn't be doing 80 to 100 hours in the studio, so I got out, and I missed it, and I became friends with Mike Landau, Tim Pierce, Lee Sklar, cats like that. So I started collecting guitars on my own, and then through Andy Brower, I learned more about guitars and how he sold them on eBay and all that.
Yeah.
So I started an eBay thing.
Nice.
And my friends liked what I was doing, so Landau's my top client for that stuff, and I probably sold 200-300 pieces for him.
Wow.
Yeah, and just it's kind of how I got into collecting. I would like to keep the good stuff for myself.
Yeah.
And hoard that stuff. But it's fun. And one thing led to another. Then I got remarried, and the wife nicely said, you got a lot of kind of different people coming over the house all the time. And you got a lot of stuff here. You ever thought maybe about getting a space or something? I said, oh, that's a good idea. I could do my band at the space and, have a, storage and ship out of there and all that stuff. So I got a place near Dave Phillips, LA Sound Design, right next door to him. Tim Pierce told me about the space. I built that out, sound reinforced it, and sound treated it, and had my band there and the equipment. And then little by little, it kind of turned into a storefront, and then a bigger storefront. I kept buying more stuff and more stuff. Outgrew that space, moved over to this space.
Now that's pretty. The old space is what from here? It's down the street. up
Yeah,
the
it was
block?
on Magnolia.
Okay, so literally up the block.
Yeah, 2 miles away.
Oh, right on.
There's 3 little chopped up rooms. This is one big room, which is cool.
Yeah.
You had to start somewhere.
Yeah, I mean that's total serendipity. You know?
Yeah.
How does it?
Yeah.
It's, so were you selling stuff for your friends, or were you getting a hold of stuff and then selling it to them?
No, I was selling stuff for friends.
Okay.
And getting stuff to resell or to keep for myself. I really got into it heavy.
Yeah.
I'm that type of guy. Anything worth doing is worth overdoing.
I like that. I'm gonna keep quoting you on that.
Well, it's not such a great thing. So that's what that's all about.
Yeah, it's obsessive when you fall in love with something.
It's fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
As far as I know, we only go around once in life.
Yeah.
So do it right. Do what you like doing.
So you made a statement. I don't know if it's the exact quote. I read this on one of your actually interviews. I was doing some research. It said quote is a cat like Walter Baker from Steely Dan come in and hang for 3 hours, or an up and coming 12-year-old come by and play his licks. It's all worth it. Now that spoke to me because I started this show specifically because I just wanted to build and bring a creative community together. Actually, Kurt Pescara was actually the one that inspired this, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And I wanted to. My whole statement was bring the stadium player and the bedroom musician to the same plane for just an hour. And, feel like they were in the same place. And so this spoke to me a lot. This idea that you're sitting in this shop, in Burbank, down the street from LA Sound Design, and you have this incredible environment, one of a kind stuff, and you have the top tier dudes coming in and out of here, hanging out, playing, but you're still leaving it open to the young kids to come, mess around and play some guitars.
Yeah, but they got to have some chops. I don't want some kid coming in here.
It's not Guitar Center. Let's make that clear.
It's not Guitar Center.
Let's make that clear.
Won't be.
Ever.
Yeah. I'm not a very good retail person. If I get tired of hearing them play for a while, I'll tell, hey, time to go.
Yeah.
Unplug. Well, but no, I want a vibe. I want a vibey place. And if some young 12-year-old comes in, and some of these cats are good, man. Yeah. And somebody comes in like that, I want them to play good stuff. I'll put a 62 Strat in their hands, because they might not do it again. Yeah. And then a guy like Walter Becker comes in, rest in peace. Love that guy. He picked up every guitar in the shop. here for 3 hours. And he says, how come you're not taking a picture of me or asking for an autograph or anything? I said, man, I'm just trying to make you laugh.
Yeah.
You know, with your sense of humor.
That's awesome.
It's fun. Yeah.
So I mean, it's such a interesting place to stand in, you know, in my opinion, because, you know, I'm 25. I'm a fan before I'm even a musician. I love music.
I am too.
love
I'm a
these guys.
fan.
Yeah, and we all are. But, you know, we all say we're going to be cool until, like, our hero walks in, you know, and we meet our hero, and then we don't know how we're going to react. And you deal with this every day, not only dealing with it, but you give them the environment to feel special, and they're already stars. And I feel like that takes a very special skill, but at the same time, you make it like a guy like me to walk in and feel so comfortable.
Oh. They put their pants on or their dress on. Well, I don't put a dress on, but they put their pants on the same way as we do.
Yeah.
And I got used to that a lot in the studio with Sinatra and Streisand and all that stuff. And I'm comfortable with it. But if Paul McCartney walked in, I'm a Beatles nut.
Yeah.
If he walked in, Ringo, you know, it might be a little more humble and not such a smart ass. You know, I mean, geez, bless him.
Yeah, absolutely. Still playing too. Just not let up.
Man, come on.
Kings, champs.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Yeah.
So for you, what's the importance of bringing everyone to that same playing field, that same plane, that same level? Is there a deeper side to it, or is just, you know, like you said, you want to create a vibe?
It's my clubhouse. It's fun.
Clubhouse.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. It, luckily, I don't count on this for a living. I've got a straight job. Mm-hmm. I'm a high-end painting contractor, and I've got guys working for me that have been with me since I got out of the recording studio. So, you know, this isn't I don't have to make it. So if I break even, I'm fine. I'm happy with it. So we do better month by month.
Yeah.
So this is fun. Thank God. Because I tell you, man, to own a guitar store, you got to buy everything. It's not consignment. I mean, 15% of the stuff in the store is on consignment. But when I make a commitment to Two Rock or Park or Benson amps or Danocaster guitars, I got to buy the stuff.
Yeah.
And if I can't sell it, I can't send it back.
Yeah.
So I better believe in it.
Wow. So every piece of equipment in here has the official Clif stamp behind it.
Yeah, I dig it.
I think that says a lot because, you know, I'm a guitar player. I've been playing guitar for 21 years now. I've been in a lot of shops. I went and visited Nashville for 10 days, went into a lot of shops, a lot of vintage shops. And
did you go to Carter's?
Yeah.
That's cool, right?
Really, really cool. Yeah. They almost kicked me out.
Oh, really?
I have a very heavy hand, and I like to play guitars.
Uh-oh.
But
Stay away from my stuff.
I've been kicked out of most guitar
Really?
shops. Not because I'm like sitting there banging around stuff,
Yeah.
just because, you know, I play. I like to play the guitars.
Yeah. So you picked up like a 1928
Oh
guitar.
yeah, I think it was a 1940 something Martin.
Oh, I'd boot you out the door.
Yeah. I wasn't playing it very hard though, not as usually, but
hard
it's
enough, obviously.
The point was though is like I've been in a lot of shops. I've played a lot of guitars. I've never walked into a shop and had this vibe, and I think I'm glad I'm getting to talk to you and get to know this about you because it makes a lot of sense because you introduce us to this world that we never think we're gonna see. A lot of us that don't, have the money to spend all this, on all this vintage equipment and one-of-a-kind stuff, we get to walk in and it's, those of you watching or listening, you should see what I'm looking at right now.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
that.
And
it invites us to believe that there are specialty items that are special for certain reasons.
Yeah. Well, I've got a little niche. When I started a guitar store, I don't know if I was crazy or if it was a good thing or whatever, but I thought to myself, how do I differentiate myself from everybody else, from Norms and True Tone and Imperial guitars and California Vintage, all that. I carry stuff nobody else in town has. I've got to be the only dealer in town for this stuff.
Is that your role with the people you deal with?
Yeah. The builders, yeah. I got to be the only Park guy, the only Todd Sharp guy, the only, whatever, Revelator guitars, Danocaster. Got to be the only guy.
Now, when you're making that deal with them, are they hesitant with that? Or
no, they like my shop.
Okay.
They've been here or they know about it and it's vibey enough for them. But I have to order enough to make it worth their while.
Yeah.
So
it's a mutual thing. You believe in their stuff and they believe in your shop.
Yeah, absolutely.
So is there, outside of one-of-a-kind equipment, you being the only one selling it, how do you choose the type of equipment, the guitars, the drums? How do you choose stuff? Is there like a guideline?
Stuff I like.
Just even if it doesn't have to be top level built, is just
No, it does. I
Okay,
mean,
so-
being from
Fair.
being a record engineer, I know what sounds good, what doesn't sound good. I don't play guitar.
Yeah.
I know a few chords, you know. I mean, nobody gets, you don't make money past the fifth fret. So whatever.
don't
I
make
play
money
drums.
past the fifth
Yeah.
fret.
But if I had 100, 150 drum sets, where am I going to put them?
Yeah.
To me, guitars, amps, it's art. It's beautiful stuff. I love having it's on my walls at home. I think a guitar is a beautiful thing, and I love the cats coming in playing a guitar.
Yeah.
I mean, if I sat and played a guitar for somebody, and they think I'm like some great player, some of these people that come in, and I tell them, if I played the guitar for you, you'd never buy it. You'd run right out the door. But I can hold my own on drums.
Yeah.
Where was I going with this?
How you choose the equipment.
Yeah. I carefully choose it because, man, I can't give it back, can't sell
Yeah.
it back, so I got to believe in it. And I listen to people.
Yeah.
You know, I ask them, so what do you think's good? You know, do you like this? And I go out to live stuff, bands I like, and I see what they play, and I listen to them.
I like it. It's very very authentic.
Yeah.
Very authentic.
Yeah.
It's always difficult to walk into a shop and see something that looks really fancy and have someone push it on you because it's their job to push it on you.
Right. Everything I have in here, first of all, it's in tune. You'll pick up a guitar and it won't be out of tune. Okay, maybe
that
a
alone.
little B or E string thing, but
alone.
yeah, and it's all fresh strings. And I don't want every amp is hooked up, everything's ready to go. I don't want to come in and we're fumbling around and this doesn't sound good, and I just don't like that. And places vacuumed and cleaned, and
Yeah.
you know, people got a lot of artwork and stupid stuff to look at, and
Stupid stuff.
yeah, well, you know, little elephants and pigs and with a hat on, and
I love all your art. I love that you collect this. I mean,
my
this
wife
is-
doesn't. She says, "Oh, that can go to the shop."
You know, every time you've had an event here and I've come, she's told me that same story.
Oh, really?
Talks to me about.
Oh, that's
talks to
funny.
me about your art.
That's funny.
Talks to me about it every time. What she told me, she's like, if you look around, you'll see all the pieces that I didn't approve of.
That's true. That's true.
That's
Yeah.
great though. I mean, this place really does have the vibe of like, this is your home, this is your clubhouse, like you said. It's got all this
Yeah.
equipment, but it's fun to hang out here.
Oh,
Fun to
good,
hang out
man.
here. It's got
Yeah,
your
I hear
feel.
that a lot from people, and I'm not trying to, pat myself on the back, but that's what I strive for.
Yeah.
I want people to feel comfortable when they come in here.
Absolutely.
And it's not like Guitar Center. I don't want kids coming in and practicing for an hour or two. I want pros, guys that know what they're doing coming in, and also guys that are just starting out, but they want the best in equipment. That are serious about it.
Yeah. So
But if you're
it's
coming in for a $300 guitar, that's not us.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you should. Yeah. I'm trying to think of a $300 guitar that's worth buying at $300, but starting out maybe. Sure, I get you.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess I was going to ask you what separates your business model from like the franchise, like the Guitar Centers. It's obviously a vintage shop. It's obviously there's Norms. There's Carter's in Nashville. There's all these shops like that. Like, so what is it outside of now? I'm assuming that I've learned that you pick everything personally. Is there something else about it that separates you?
I think it's just the vibe.
Just the vibe.
Yeah, it's just kind of a pro vibe, but it's the best of the best.
Best of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not out to sell 50 guitars a month. I just want the best stuff. I want people to, when I advertise a guitar and send it to them, when they get it, I want it to be more than what I said it was. And that always happens. Well packed, and they're getting a better guitar or amp than they thought they were getting.
Yeah.
That means a lot.
I mean, you also have a pretty prime spot too, right in Burbank here. Like, there's so many studios. I mean, Jungle Room is what, 10 minutes from here. You got so many big cats coming through here. It's
In the rehearsal halls, center
Yeah.
stage right across from Burbank Airport.
yeah, I always forget about that
And
place.
yeah, that's huge. And a lot of guys are, what's the other Encore? They come over here and during breaks and check out
That's-
the stuff.
That's so cool to me to, because I mean, imagine even as pros, they have such a hard time being able to walk into a shop and really search for stuff. One, the equipment probably isn't up to par where they're going, outside of here.
Right.
And two, everyone's gonna be like, oh, look who it is.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, and it's,
There's none of that. We don't shove a camera in their face.
Yeah.
And,
Not like I'm doing to
autograph
you.
this. No, man, this is loose. It's all good. No, it's great.
That's awesome. I imagine when they come in, some of the best musicians that come in here, I imagine you get a side to them that no one else gets to see. And I think it's because you're providing them a platform to really stand out and It's like when you're a kid and you walk into your first music shop and you pick up that first guitar, or you play your first drum set, or you find your instrument, and it's like, man, it was so cool that day. You know, you vibe so well, and you get to be free with it. And
I tell you what's a cool thing, and what I've noticed the most is a pro player will come in, and I'm not a guitar player, but I know the gear, and I listen to what they play, their type of genre, and they're looking for an overdrive pedal. I know exactly which one will sound good for them. And 9 times out of 10, they'll pick that pedal. And I hand them another guitar, and they trust me. That's cool.
yeah, that's funny. My next question literally says, "Can you tell if someone is meant for a piece of equipment?"
Oh yeah, I can.
So you listen to their music,
and I can tell when they're not meant for it.
Yeah.
Give me that thing back.
So if someone comes in, like, you've listened to their music, and like you can be like, all right, they're gonna.
Well, I listen to what they're playing when they come in here.
Okay.
You know, you're not gonna give a Les Paul to a jazz guy or something.
Yeah.
You know, that type of thing.
Have you ever had a musician come in where you have heard their band, they're in a big band, they're big, whatever, and you immediately know, like, they're gonna want to play this, they're gonna want to.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I keep up with music. I love
Yeah.
great music. I hate bad music. So yeah, I know what if they're a Les Paul guy or a Tele guy or a Strat guy, I know what to put in their hands.
Yeah.
Or I think I do.
Speaking of Les Pauls, you don't happen to have a 59 in the shop, do you?
No, I got 59 reissues, but I'm not in that league. I leave that for Norm, big boys. I get some great reissues though.
The reissues are
Best in the market, actually.
one of the best guitars I ever played was a 59 reissue.
Man, I've got, 6, 7 of them here?
Yeah.
All like 8.6 pounds. And I bet they're as good as they were in 1959.
Yeah, I don't
They're
doubt
making
it.
great guitars these days. Gibson, it's great.
Yeah. It's
And all these pickup builders, you put some Ron Ellis or some Tom Holmes in a Les Paul, and it's perfect.
So these reissues, are they one of a kind? Or there's
Well, everything's one of a kind, actually. I mean, the flame and every guitar's got its own voice. It really does.
Yeah, absolutely. I could not agree more. That's why I love Martins so much.
Yeah,
Hand built. I mean,
yeah.
there's no two Martins that sound the same.
No,
And the more
or
beat
no
up they
two
are,
Gibson J45s
Yeah.
that sound the same. Or
it's just not possible.
Yeah,
It's wood. It's got its own
yeah,
heartbeat to it, right?
yeah. Depends how the grain's opened up and the neck angle and the neck joint and all that stuff.
So now, are you getting this kind of stuff? So you have brand names like Fender and Gibson and things like that. Are you getting this directly from them, or are you getting them from other cats that have them?
No, these are used. I mean, my Fenders and Gibsons are used. The new stuff is like Revelator, Exotic, K-Line, Danocaster, Ronin Mod Shop, Josh Williams, that type of stuff. The best of the new builders, relic builders.
Yeah. Yeah, those some of the stuff I played in here, you walk in, you look at it like, oh, that looks like your standard Strat. It looks like your standard this, and then
Yeah, but it's only $3,000 and not
It's-
30 grand.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
So these specialty builders, these guys, when you get so how do you get in contact with them? Because some of them are out of the country, some of them are all over the country. I mean,
I email them or call them at half the time they call me.
Really?
They want their guitars in here. Yeah, it's kind of 50-50.
nice.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the business has
really
kind of
nice.
built itself.
It has. Just by doing the right thing and doing what you say you're going to do and having the right people and all that good stuff. Yeah. it's
So
nice.
is there a different tactic to, not that, I don't know if tactic is the right word, especially with the vibe you have going here, especially not a sales tactic, but when a pro comes in or an amateur comes in, do you treat the situation, not the person, the situation differently with what you hand them and what goes on with the conversation?
Yeah, probably. I don't want to say that I do, but you acclimate yourself to that person. I'm not going to talk to a 12-year-old like I would talk to Rusty Anderson or Mike Landau or Tim Pierce. You identify with them, so you work with where they're at.
Yeah. Your networking is like legendary.
Really?
Your network. I mean, your networking, the friendships you've built. Because there's so many people that have been in the industry for. I mean, you came here in 1977 with a band, right?
Yeah.
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 So you've been doing it for a while, but so
Yeah.
many people have been doing it just as long as you and are sitting at home with nothing to do. And
Well, they're not. industrious enough, I guess. Right? Is that the word? Industrious?
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
I run into it so much because I mean, out where I live, it's where Kurt lives.
Yeah.
I know
Oh.
Matt Malley lives up the
Yeah.
street, and there's a lot of musicians that live out there, but they just kind of hide away in their homes, which is fine. To each their own.
Well,
But there seems to be like a drop-off point for so many people, and you've managed to continuously grow these relationships. And it's something I've learned as a young person looking at the generations before me is this ability to have relationships, the ability to say, hey, we're people. You're amazing at this. Like, you're a legend, but, you're a person too. Let's be friends.
I'm a legend in my own shower. That's about it. No, man, it's, I spend time, I make sure I put something on Instagram every day. I stay away from political stuff now. I didn't used to. Yeah. I'm just so tired of that crap. Yeah, I put a new guitar or a new amp or a new pedal or something every day. So I make sure, and I've got my guys doing it too, I make sure that I stay relevant. Because social media is big time these days. And musicians, all these indie bands that do so well, they should be doing the same thing. Well, they are doing the same thing if they're doing well. Yeah, I mean, I don't love doing it every day, but
of course
you need to. And you build relationships that way, and people come in or email you or,
I
whatever.
wonder because of the network that you build and the reputation that you have, if you did go off social media for like a month, if anything would happen. Do you think it would change your business?
I don't know. I don't really care.
I believe you.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
I'll be back to torment you. Yeah, I don't know. Probably,
Yeah.
out of sight, out of mind.
Well, it's interesting because I talked before we did the show. I was talking to you, and I took about a month off of social media for the
that's right.
podcast. Over a month, I'd say, almost maybe a month and a half, 2 months. And I don't know what it was. I just decided to stop. And I'm 25. It's like I'm supposed to be social media all the time, right? That's supposed to be what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I just stopped. And I mean, not a single thing in my life changed.
Wow.
Except I got more work done.
Were you expecting it to change?
No, I mean, I think I reached a point of anxiety where I was like, oh, I'm not posting enough of what I'm doing in the studio. I'm not posting enough about the show.
You can't let that stuff eat you up.
And it did. It ate me up, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop, and I need to know firsthand what's going on. And nothing changed.
Yeah.
But it's an independent guy. For you have such a foundation. I almost wonder like. Are the big sales that you're making, are the big guys that are coming in, seeing your social media and coming in, or are they just calling you to stop
They
by?
always keep up with me.
Yeah. So you have personal relationships, you talk to them on the
Yeah.
phone a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a lost art.
Yeah, I've got a lot of personal relationships that I treasure. I really, that's the fun of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're not just, buying customers or guys that come in and play and then ask the builder for it for free. I mean, they're friends. And it's good.
I feel like it's very much a lost art, the ability to socialize and build relationships like that, and
Especially in this town.
Yeah, especially in this town.
Yeah.
Especially with musicians, we're struggle sometimes.
Yeah.
We're creative people,
man. I couldn't do it. I couldn't be a musician like you guys. I play drums, and the drummers got more stuff to bring. They got to take their stuff from their place, lug it to the gig, set it up, okay? And then they got to play the gig. And then while the lead singer's talking to some chicks, they got to take all their stuff down and put it in the car and take it back to their place.
Yeah. Or like maybe
Screw
a 30-minute
that.
set if you're lucky out here.
Right. For what, $200? I
That.
I don't know how they do it. It's the love of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's passion. Well, very much like this, I think what you're talking about is I could just like feel the passion for this. This is
It's fun.
I came in here with so many curiosities of like, oh, it's got this essence to it. LA Vintage Gear, the shop, Clif, and this everything has gotten. It's got the, I've been so curious. I've been here so many times, but now that I'm sitting down to talk to you, of course, you're a human being. I'm a human being, but like you can feel. I understand why I feel the way I do when I come in here. It's so passionate.
Well, thanks, man.
There's a drive for it.
Good. I'm doing something right.
Yeah, you're doing plenty right.
Hey, when it turns out to be not fun, sell the place. Move on to something else.
You'd be ready to let go?
Of course, yeah.
Interesting.
At some point, I'm going to just, sell all the guitars and call it quits and go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. So the idea of letting go of something you've built and something very special and obviously one of a kind, it's like, our music, for example. Songwriters and artists, pieces, paintings, whatever you want to call it, when we create it ourselves. I think a big lesson we always have to learn, it's just going to sound very cliche, is the ability to let go of it. And I don't think that has
You're 25.
I'm 25, yeah.
I'm 63. I can let it go. Yeah. Move on to another chapter. Done this.
No regret.
Had fun. No regret. No regret at all. No. I'm really happy I did what I did. It's like I said, it's my clubhouse.
Yeah.
People come to me and we hang.
Absolutely. This is.
Yeah.
I mean, you got enough stuff in here to hang for days. So.
Yeah.
So many different.
It's a hang.
Yeah. Rock and roll, man.
Hopefully they'll buy something sometime.
I look forward to it someday. Problem is, all the stuff I want is just, I have expensive taste. Very expensive taste.
Me too.
We're guitar players.
Me too.
So, very curious, because of all the cats that come in and out of here,
Mm-hmm.
do you have a favorite story of someone, a famous person, a fan, you're a fan of someone? Do you have a story of someone coming in here? Do you want a horror story? Most music shops have horror stories, but I imagine you have opposite of that.
No, it's just a couple of homeless guys. You can't get rid of the smell for a couple hours.
Really?
Yeah, they want to use your bathroom. Try to be polite.
Yeah.
Tell them to go next door. No, it's always good people that come through the door.
Yeah.
Mike Landau is always a treat. I consider him a good bro, and I love when he comes in, and he doesn't play everything. The real guys, they don't play everything they know. They sit down at the amp and quietly just play away and tweak, and it's fun.
Fiddle.
Yeah. You give them a space. It's all cool. Rusty Anderson, when he came in, it was very cool because I've got like this particular rig. Now I use everything, but I used to use a Morgan PR12 head and a nice little pedal board and a Carry Wright 1x12 cabinet. That was like our demo rig. Mm-hmm. People try out different guitars to that. And he came in, Rusty Anderson from McCartney's band. Mm-hmm. And he came in, he started dialing stuff in and this and that. And oh my God, I've never heard that rig sound that good.
Really?
It's amazing.
Isn't that incredible?
I do have one good story. Walter Becker, he came in and bought like 10 grand worth of stuff. And I was like, wow, this is cool, man. And it's the first time I used a credit card machine. And I charged him like 100 grand. And it went through. And then when it batched out at night, I saw 100 grand. I went, oh, shit. Sorry.
You're good.
I immediately called him on the phone.
Oh, my God.
Actually, I think I called Night Bob, his guy, and said, oh, man, I really screwed up. And he said, well, can you fix it? I said, yeah, of course I can fix it. But,
It's traumatizing.
They thought it was funny.
They thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Lucky you. Someone might have come back and killed you over
man,
that.
I know, right? Wow.
That's pretty cool because, I'm so used to walking into shops and seeing the young guys, like you said, play everything, shred and go to town, which is fine.
We don't get that here.
So, can you, what's the difference? Like, what do you hear? What do you notice is the difference in the guys that are seasoned, that have been doing it for like 30, 40
like I said,
years?
They come in and they quietly play the amp.
They're
tweaking. They don't have to put it on 12. And they just, they're at one with it. They don't have to play every lick that they know.
Yeah.
The guys that come in here and shred, we get maybe a couple a month. And, after 10, 15 minutes, I politely say, enough,
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you
It's not a
approach that?
shredder place. I don't know. Come try it sometime. I'll show you.
I just might.
No, you politely pull the plug. No, you politely just say that you got a private customer coming in, or you got to make a phone call, or I don't know. You make it up as you go.
Because that's such a tough thing. How many music shop employees, owners, anybody, any sort of gear shop will say, "Oh man, we got another one." Someone comes in and keeps doing that.
We're lucky. We don't run into that much, but I'm not the greatest retail guy in the world. I'm not Ronald McDonald. And okay, do your thing. You can play all my stuff for 6 hours.
Yeah.
It's my place, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come on. I don't come into your place and shred for 6 hours. Don't come to my place and shred for 20 minutes.
20 minutes. 20 minutes someone shredding, it gets old real quick.
Oh,
geez. Man, old real quick.
Don't
So you've got a pretty amazing story. You've got a pretty amazing start to finish, and I'm really I'm really excited to have gotten to know this part of you because it feels very much like, I almost feel like it's a movie. Kid comes to town with his record label and it falls apart, and what does he do with it? Makes do, ends up with, hanging out with the top guys in the world because he provides. I made a joke to your wife, actually. We were talking, I was like, I love Cliff and what he's doing because it's like he sold gear to music history. And it's for me, it's very much like that.
But man, I've been here for 42 years. It took a long time to get to that.
Yeah.
I mean, the first 5 years, I had a little VW and no place to live, and it was really tough.
What kept you going? What kept you from just calling it quits?
Drugs? No, I'm kidding.
It's okay if it's drugs. You just tell me.
It was the 80s. I don't know, the love of music. Seriously. In California. Come on. Came from Georgia. And a beautiful place. But California, the girls, the beach, the weather. We only have 2 seasons here, day and night. And, the music and just being able to see, your favorite cat in a 100-seat place play. And you're sitting right in front of them.
I just saw Danny Carey at the Baked Potato the other week.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Baked Potato is my favorite place.
Amen to that.
I'm the luckiest man in the world. I get Mike Landau's table every time he plays.
Really?
Oh, my God. He's the best guitar player in the world. And I get that table watching my guy play. And it's just, that to me, unbelievable.
So there was never a doubt in your mind then?
What do you mean?
There was never a doubt in your mind that this is where you wanted to be. This is
where no. Never a doubt where I wanted to be. Whether I'd make it, no, I didn't even want to think about it. Just kept going.
So I ask all my guests at the end of the show, I ask them, what their advice would be, pertaining to what they do. Yours is going to be a few of them. I want to know, what would be your advice to, one, someone young moving to LA right now, and two, someone wanting to get in the industry of selling one-of-a-kind equipment?
Oh, geez. I mean, that's pretty varied right there.
2 different questions, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's definitely 2 different questions. Some young guy coming out here, man, just meet as many people as you can. Just be there, go to jam nights, hang out, get to know people, make friends with people, be willing to work for damn near nothing, save your bucks before you come out here. It's brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, this town's expensive, and it's tough. As far as owning a guitar shop, shit, have a second job.
Have a second job.
Yeah, no, seriously. Don't know what you're doing, or have rich parents or something. I have a second job, so that's my out.
Yeah.
Yeah. This doesn't pay my bills.
Yeah.
I mean, if I hit it harder, maybe it would.
Maybe.
But I don't want to jam, Fender Squiers down people's throats and,
You don't believe in it.
$600 acoustic guitars and sell 10 of those a week. Yeah. No, I don't. Hey, any kind of clientele's welcome to come here, absolutely. But we specialize. We're a specialized store. Boutique-y, vibey thing.
Yeah, I think also what I'm hearing in that is the idea of, regardless if you're coming to LA, if you're opening a guitar shop, whatever you're doing, never lose sight of what you believe in and let that guide you. I think people.
Oh man, you gotta definitely be committed to it. You can't go, well, I'll give it 3 or 4 years. No, if you're gonna come to LA, you better be prepared to do 5 or 6 years, or
to start.
Don't even bother.
Yeah. What's also, people are so quick to I don't know if sell out is the right word anymore, but stoop down to a cheaper level just so they can get by. Which everyone has their struggles, and everyone wants to do what they need to do, but to commit to yourself to what you believe in, which is what you're doing here.
Yeah, but don't get yourself into a 40-hour-a-week job waiting tables and forget about why you came here.
Yeah.
You better be willing to work 40 hours there and then 40 hours on your thing.
Yeah.
Don't be sleeping and smoking pot all day, Just, hang in there and know why you came and work hard at it.
Rock and roll.
Have a good vibe. People don't want to be around a bummer. Have a good vibe.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Brings you down. Everybody down.
Yeah. Well, man, this has been honestly amazing.
Oh man, it's a great interview. Yeah, you're a good cat.
I appreciate it. This has been a long time coming.
Yeah, man. Thank
Cliff
you for
Jones,
having me.
LA Vintage Gear. This is spectacular.
Geez. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. If you guys are listening
Thanks
or watching,
for watching. Peace, love, all that Ringo stuff, which is weird. But
I saw that. I saw that the other day. I was a little thrown
sorry,
off.
sorry, Ringo.
We love you.
Yeah,
We love you so much.
Guys, come by. Okay, cheers.
Peace.
Oh.
Let's do it.
All right, so I'm going to give you a little tour of my stomach. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to give you a little tour of the shop because as we were doing the interview, couldn't really see what we were talking about. So we like all kinds of weird lights and stuff, and that and little cat here. Well, you'll see it as we go. All kinds of wacky stuff. But some of the lines we carry, all the top stuff is kind of my guitars, the Michael Landau guitars up here. Beautiful historic makeover guitar, Beatles guitar, not the real thing, Rickenbacker. I'm a huge Beatle fan. But we carry Owen Barry's guitars, and this is an Owen Barry, another Owen Barry build, and exotic we're carrying now. And this is a Danocaster. Wow. This is the only left-handed Danocaster that's ever been made.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Another Danocaster, white guard, a Joe Bonamassa Telly that we got in, and a K-line guitar. We carry K-line. My 62 Strat right here.
Yeah, look at that thing.
And we only got one 2-rock cabinet left. We're sold out of 2-rock stuff, except for this little Studio Pro 35. 50 or 60 Bassman. We carry all Benson amps, and we're running low on those, but we got another 10, 15 coming in. And then we've got the Ronin Mod Shops. These are old, like K guitars, Silvertone.
Whoa.
Yeah, they're very cool.
Whoa.
Another Silvertone, a True Tone. And they go through them and they mod these with the Ronin gold foils and switches, a new pick guard, new fretboard, and frets. They refret them. Really cool
It's
guitars.
incredible.
There's a great Danocaster bass. He doesn't make many basses. I think that thing only weighs like 7.5 pounds. And then if you look over here, park amps. We're big on park amps. Absolutely love them.
What is it about the park amp?
Mitch Colby puts these together, and it's just like the parks from back in the day. And very reliable. This is like the red and the black, or like 18-watt blues breakers. Just rock and roll, baby. B&G guitars we have. Josh Williams makes 335s. Wow. We just got this in today, Pelham Blue. And got this in, the Sunburst, all stop tail pieces.
Oh, man.
Another Josh Williams. Beautiful guitars. Aren't those cool?
So what separates these from the Gibsons?
It's kind of similar builds. They're a lot like the custom shops.
Okay.
Yeah, very cool guitars.
Like
I'll swing around this way.
Go for it.
And another Gibson 335 type. Another 335 Warren Haynes signed. It's a Warren Haynes, but he signed it also.
Wow.
And 1959 330.
Whoa.
And a Tobacco Burst 09R9, a Dwayne Allman, a Billy Gibbons Les Paul 2009 R9.
Oh my God.
A Brian Ray SG in the Silver Fox finish.
That's incredible.
It's cool, right? Elliot Easton Firebird. 2 Gold Tops 1972.
Wow.
Within 10 serial numbers of each other. That's cool, right?
How'd you pull that off?
They're on consignment. That's on a consignment piece. And then acoustics, we don't have a lot, but the stuff we have is cool. Eric Clapton guitar, Epiphone, Martin, Golden Era, Gibson J45, a couple of Nationals up here, Josh Williams guitar, another Martin slotted headstock. Some cool stuff. This is kind of interesting. I mean, these are cats we've had in here. You know, I get the cats to sign this thing, like
Oh, wow.
Elise Sklar and Dean Parks, and my first signature on here was Landau.
No way.
Where is he? Right here, 2001. Yeah, baby. Look at her. Jude Cole, John Shanks, Abel Laboriel, John Mayer, Becker, Lyle Workman, Rusty Anderson.
Man.
This cat just signed this. Who the hell was this that just came? Oh, Pat Smear from Foo Fighters just came.
No way.
Tim Pierce. Yeah, it's fun stuff. You know, Randy Meisner. Glenn Campbell, 2011.
Oh, man.
Hofner, Beatle bass.
Standard.
Yep, this is the graveyard. You don't want to see that crap. Just a bunch of speakers and stuff. All right, so we'll swing this way. Over here is the tech area where we do setups and stuff. Just swing on in there. You can just see the workbench and
I like the little beads.
Yeah, you know, it's vibey. Where we do all the setups for people.
Nice view to
Nice
work
little
on
view
guitars
out the
there,
front,
huh?
right? Yeah.
This place is great, man.
Thanks, man.
Got the Sun Dragon over here.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that. This is right here. This is a recreation of Jimmy Page's Supro Coronado. He did Led Zeppelin 1 and 2 with the Coronado. And Mitch Colby and what's the other cat's name? Oh, gosh, why am I drawing a blank? Mitch Colby, Jimmy Page, and, oh, he's going to hate me for this. He was instrumental in putting this together. Anyway, they built 50 of them. And, man, there's a video up on our website. Sounds
I played
exactly. Oh, yeah?
I played it the day he brought it in.
Oh, wow. Wow.
The most incredible thing I've ever
Yeah,
heard.
man. Yeah. No pedals. I mean, it sounds just like it, right?
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. Then we carry the Cutthroat audio amps, the Little Wing, the Ox, Blanket Chip. We carry Magic amps, Supros.
This is amazing.
My Beatles stuff. Dig Jimmy up here.
Yeah, I was looking at that
Isn't
earlier.
that cool? That's the look, isn't it?
Oh,
Look at that
man.
mouth, that face.
That freaking
Schmutz
champ.
face. And then me drums right here in the middle of the room. We jam here. Got cloud here, so the cymbals don't fly all over the room. But this room, when I saw this thing, it had all the elements, man. First of all, it reminds me of New York, but it's 12-foot high walls, brick, wood, plaster, glass, carpet. It's not a square room, and the acoustics are just great in here. You don't have to yell at each other. Everybody can hear each other. It's perfect. There's my hero. The reason why I got that picture, I bought that for myself for Christmas. The look is like, you really had to buy a guitar shop. You really had to take all your extra money and do this.
That's the look, right?
It is.
But it's kind of encouraging, too.
Yeah.
It's got that subtle smile.
Then we got keyboards so we can do all the Billy Preston parts in the Beatle band.
Nice.
Magical Mystery Tour, and then all this art rock is Ed Fennell.
This is all for sale, too, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
And I mean, they sell for like $1,500 to $2,000 in galleries. We sell them for $400. All framed. Ed Fennell went around and photographed everybody, and
A lot of Zeppelin.
I'm buying his prints, all hand done, analog. A lot of Zeppelin. Yeah, we're getting a lot of different stuff in. Bowie.
I'll take all the Zeppelin.
Right? Park, another Park. There's only 5 of these 100-watt heads. Video coming out next week.
Really?
Unbelievable. Sounds like a Marshall Plexi from the
Really?
60s. Yeah. And then these are interesting. That's a Newcomb Pathfinder
Whoa.
head. It's a PA head from the 60s, and Michael DeTemple's tech takes them and turns them into guitar amps. And they sound great, man. Take pedals great. Beautiful. You'll see a lot of cab. We got our signs in here because we just struck the front. That cabinet there, that 4x12. That's Kerry Wright. He's our cabinet builder. He's the guy. Nothing sounds like a Kerry Wright cab. Swing over here. Here's a couple of more Newcombs. And here's a couple of more 2x12s of Kerry's
Man,
work.
Look at those are great.
Isn't it great, man? I mean, look at the corners. It's like furniture.
Yeah. It's art. It's
Really
like you said.
does it well. LAVG swag. Come on now.
I love
quality. Order up, baby.
Absolutely.
Green Day snare.
That's awesome.
And I got a bunch of snares up here. Did you see those?
Wow.
Hey, let's go out front and see the front scene.
Welcome to Burbank, everybody.
Yeah, welcome to Burbank. See
We're
what,
gonna hear the street now.
see what it looks like from the outside in.
LA Vintage
Yeah.
Gear.
It's kind of groovy from the outside.
How rad is that?
Yeah.
We got Clif Jones in front of LA Vintage Gear, his amazing shop. Look at that. Get it.
Come on in.
Come on
Like
in.
Vanna White. Well, she's like. Oh, Vemoran pedals. Let's go look at the pedals.
Ooh, I love these guys.
Show you the pedals. Here, I got to turn the case on for you. Let me do this real quick. Where's the plug? Come on.
We got West Coast pedals here too.
Yeah. Yeah, Kirky B.
Whoa, look at that pedal case. You're not gonna see that anywhere else.
Yeah, it's pretty boutique-y, cool stuff. It all the Vemoram stuff we carry, and all the Jesse Davy pedals, Kingtone, Westco pedals, and some odds and ends, flanger from the '80s, all that stuff. And we carry the Chennai stuff, the Vibes and the Boost and all that, Black Volt.
This is like a hands-on museum.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, yeah. And this is our mascot here.
Is that you?
Dig our guy. That was my wife's Christmas present to me. Right? I think
The real Cliff Jones, huh?
That's how I looked at it at Christmas. Here's me now.
You look wonderful. This is great.
And our motto. I don't know why that's buried.
Good vibes only.
That's right, baby.
Never forget.
So that's it. LA Vintage Gear. Dig it.
Go.
All right, this little guy here. See him?
Yeah.
Will Lee came in and he says, "We need to talk about the elephant in the room." I was sitting at my desk and I said, "What are you talking about, man?" And he's standing here and he looks over and I said, "We got to talk about the elephant in the room." I'm going, "Oh, God, what's he talking about?" And he looked over again and I looked over and I looked and I saw this little elephant. And he buys these in bulk. And places he digs, he leaves one behind.
Oh, it's like a mark.
Yeah, like in a little he'll hide it. I love that thing.
That is so cool.
Isn't that cool?
That is so cool.
We love Will. Uncle Will. And we just got like wacky art stuff. All the stuff my wife won't let me have in the house is here.
This is your clubhouse, right?
Yeah, just wacky, fun stuff, man.
Rock and roll.
It's my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay.
Yeah.
Mic drop. Boom.